What's going on, everyone? I am A-Dash, and welcome to another video of a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. It is October 14th at 9:41 a.m. Just recorded at Defendant Lobby number 4. Before we get started, I want to say that this is a re-record. The first time I tried, my mic had been mysteriously turned down in the settings, and it was, you could barely hear it, and if I tried to boost it in post, it just distorted. So we're having to re-record this. So let's go. So I already know how everything turns out. So, hey, Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmey's trial today. Or Mask to Mask. Detective Atmey. They said they're going to try him as Mask to Mask. Already? That was fast. I mean, how fast your clients get trial, it's usually like the next day or the day after. Well, I'd love to see Mask to Mask trial. I know, says an unknown voice. It's probably Ron. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight! Good morning. I mean, he is our client, after all. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. And you didn't kill anyone. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just the poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor, and it has like a second level of drop-off on the text brightness here. I wonder if that's like an emulator bug or something. You can barely see the R at all behind the tiles. Also, I just realized I'm looking at OBS, and my mouse is on the R on there. But it's like up here on the actual thing. Like, OBS is putting my mouse below where it actually is. So that may be a little odd when we finally have to do stuff on the right side, or the bottom side, because I record them left and right. But you'll still be able to see what's going on. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heist. And that was probably Bullard. Do you think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Just take our time like always. Because there's the trial next door and we have to finish before they do. I'm afraid that's not an option. Question mark? We're going to actually get an answer for that. It's October 14th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 6. Remember, Hammer? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. Defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready. Preparation is the last refuge of the week. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement. Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his hands. Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. Not sure how that was relevant. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. We need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. But that is exactly why you must be precise in your wording. I thought life was a game, Soldier 76. Since that's sort of voice briefing. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? No. Apparently the judge does somehow. Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in the safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. The lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. I'm gonna actually count these. That's number 1. As far as I can tell, it only counts because he does actually give some updates later on. So as far as I can tell, it only counts when he actually drinks the whole thing. And like, see here, I have my mouse on the coffee, but it's showing us below in OPS. Let's see. Anyway, I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. So it doesn't count when he only takes a sip. It only counts when he actually gets a new one. So my first one is always the best. Musculo, the witness! Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Rondelite, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defendant have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. Put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. You've got guts, trite. Alright then, Mr. Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yep. Oh, what? No, that's not true. And we all thought he was going to try to confess to it again, like all of our clients. Oh, there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. I mean, well, it's already the second day, so we already have ones that are 1 day only from the trial cases, or the tutorial cases. Well, Mr. Lay already looks pretty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Oh, excuse me, why do I always yawn when I play this game, and only this game? Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? You didn't kill Bullard. Why did you go to KB Security? Because of the blackmailer. Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. And again, we've got the text in a different color, and I'm using OBS as my mouse now. Anyway. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. In his testimony, my visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The late mail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. And we have a deceptively short testimony. We'll see why in a minute. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. Was that a second one? I lost track already. You never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. Cross-examination, a visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also, again, it's doing the weird text. 1 a.m., that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. Of course, while he's concerned about his coffee. A blackmail letter I got. It ordered me to go there. Wait, why am I using his voice? Oh well. It ordered you to go there. It was the first time I got a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've got other blackmail letters done? Well, why am I using all the wrong voices? Anyway, oh, of course, they'd say things like, seal this, or take that. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? Should we press harder, or leave it? Let's take a stake first. Press harder, why not? So what did the blackmail letter in question say? He said to bring $50,000. Wait! A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold me over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Muddy mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Anyway, the bug mother didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. And let's press that. Just what we're being blackmailed about anyway. Blackmailer said you don't want your identity revealed, correct? Sure, it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Willard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. Well, that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was mask-to-mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. I've been working with KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. Let's press that. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. Perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject to life after being fired, or why he was fired, or don't say anything. I'm going to take a state. I'm going to go with life after being fired. What did you do after being fired from KB Security? I spent a lot of time looking for work. Then I decided I wanted to start something myself. Not good. This is going from bad to worse. So I started looking at books, TV, and movies, learning all I could about masked men. Masked men? You want to be a superhero, so you want to try a new comic, right? About masked men. No, that's not right. I wanted to become... Your Honor, let's move along, shall we? But you asked the question. You're being quite odd today, Mr. Wright. I didn't bring the spinning buzzsaw one much closer to your own in that case, attorney. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Look, he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Thank you, Star Wars protagonist. You better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. So we didn't get anything from that. Actually, I think what we needed to do, from what I remember, since I already did this, was ask why he was, or what, and... Okay, it looks like the OBS, whatchamacallit, mouse is what actually counts. So, I don't know if my mouse is just... It's just weird. Okay, let's go with why he was fired. Okay, no, okay. Anyway, Mr. Light, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I never asked that. Okay, take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I still did it from the company. And there's our little wham line. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. Once I was the security team chief. You stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that, and he never told us. We never found out in the investigation at all either. Somehow I would keep it secret and made it seem like I quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. Do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you meant that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. You'll fire me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. Let's press on that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste, he says. So Mr. Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. Can't believe it. This guy's got even mind to think seriously about couples. Let's try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. So, This is all, the same as before, but if we boost through and go to the, like my health rate didn't scare me, it wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything, and press on that a second time, after having pressed earlier, this is what were you being blackmailed about anyway. Blackmail said you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask thing. I'm afraid that reasoning isn't going to hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was mask to mask, but you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. But it was all over with once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there's no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later. Is that really true? What is it, Nick? McNamara was stealing company data. I wonder if you would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. Yes, you would. I'm not even going to take a stake because I already know what the answer is. Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public. Herc! Mr. Wright! What are you trying to do by bullying your own client? Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. If you say so, that's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yes, now come on, provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his stealing secret from going public? And the answer is not in fact a piece of evidence, but a person, and I already know because I did this once, so I don't need to take a state. It is Desiree. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. A certain person? It's Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife, and there we get the pursuit theme. But listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Cadeau. Yes, we know it was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Able to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh, No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. No, don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry! Well, it seems we've learned a great deal of things here, so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened to the crime scene in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. His testimony at the CEO's office. Let's go ahead. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there, which happened to look a lot like at me. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullet was lying there, dead. Now I gotta find out what he was wearing. Also, if Happening was actually there, how was he stealing stuff at the warehouse? So now perhaps there's a third party involved. I see! Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective yesterday provided similar testimony. He said the mouse struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Sammy turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true, or if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite. Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. The CEO's office. Let's cross-examine. I think this one was pressing only as well. I heard the officer was a suspicious shadow there. Who was this suspicious shadow? If there were 1,000 of me, and even if you were one new, I'd tell you, trust me. Searching out for questions is not helping us win this case. Okay, then how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at that time? What do you mean by, how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Excuse me. He was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? So it seems like he doesn't know. But forget it. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. I remember being a bit dazed. Your forehead? Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? I think we already determined the answer was no. Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I think Mr. Light even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed, suppress. That, could you please clarify what you were referring to? Why, a Master Mask costume, of course. Well, wait just a moment, Master Mask! Huh, oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then descended upon the offices of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? You never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really has to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ah, my sixth copy is staring up at me coldly. Well, there's our current count. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. I'd been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume. Let's press that. Why were you dressed up as Master Mask? Why, because I'm Master Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door! Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go ask him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. So I took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? We can wait and see or press harder. I'm going to take a stake because I don't remember the answer here. But it's presumably press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. Yes. You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! You keep using that word. You don't think it means what you think it means. Why? Why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in a washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Light hit the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. And therefore this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir. Oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. I'm getting the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Why'd you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in the drawer. Oh, that's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. Hold on. 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? You spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior is so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it! Take a look at the court record and present some evidence. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? There's not much in this testimony either, so I presume this is the regular portion, no longer part of the press. Bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated. I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there, so they were back at the beginning, so let's present stuff, and I came to, was lying there, hanging in the behind the safe, it took about 10 minutes. I believe this is what we presented against, and I believe what we presented was the buzzer record. It went off at 1:02. Why would he spend 10 minutes when he should at least think, even though Larry's an incompetent bastard, that there is someone coming on the way since he used to work there? I'm going to take a state before I present this, but I am going to present it. The music is going to stop. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? What might this be? Record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. The button in the office is pressed. The security team is supposed to come running. ... And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once, at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Just remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as the chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser, who just had gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. The buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Fine, let's hear your theory. Remember the defendant's testimony? When he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious, so he fainted. That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, I can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer in order to frame him. Bullard might have been dead at this point already. Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is... Now, the blackmail letter might have even been fake. This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. But who pressed the buzzer? It was... the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Ack. So Kane Bullard sat on the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? And, I can either prove it alright, or I'm not ready yet. This is where I ended before. I'm going to keep going a little bit because I did it faster this time because I already knew what was going on. I'm going to take a state, even though I already have one. I can prove it alright. The witness's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Okay, so what would it be? It would not be any of this. It's not related. The masked second nice dawn. He was stealing us directed by blackmail letters. We have Kane's list. That's probably not going to be it. There's the buzzer record itself. So maybe the autopsy report. A cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. And the time is 1 a.m. Let's take a state before presenting this. What do you think, Mr. Godot? I can hear it. The sound of a buzzer. It's going off inside your head at this very moment. The emergency buzzer of your heart. Is it really? Maybe just a little. That's right, you need to think more carefully. Okay, it's not the autopsy report. Oof, guess there goes your chance to become an ace detective, but I'm an attorney. Come, listen more carefully. Maybe the truth will be elegantly revealed. Creepy, you sound like Detective Atman. No one's opinion is this, Your Honor. Okay, so I'm gonna do the state. So it wasn't the autopsy report. It's probably not gonna be the newspaper clip. It proves he wasn't the one who sounded the buzzer. Publicity photo, it's not gonna be it. Maybe the keycard? This is the same deal. Let's reload. The blackmail letter, if you don't want to try to reveal to the world. Maybe the blackmail letter? What do you think? That's not it. Ron's wallet? Nope. I think I'm just gonna end the video here. We didn't have much time left anyway, and I'm just gonna present stuff until I find the right one. And we will start with that presentation at the beginning of the next one. I'm Megadash, and I'm out.